Hello, this is doing a expansive soils test here. I've gotten some soil that is the type of expansive soil. It's bentonite type of soil, and I've built a little test house, and what I'm going to do is put some weight on it on one side and make sure that it's stable, and then put water on it on the outside where the foundation is, and then let it dry. Put water on it, let it dry, do it multiple times, and do some pictures every time it's wet and or dry, and then string them together at the end. So this is supposedly to act like the bentonite soil with a house on it. Thank you. Hello, this is the end of my test. I've had it going for 2 or 3 weeks, wetting it down, letting it dry, wetting it down. As you can see, the bubble is now on this side, which it did sink like I expected as comparative to the weight. So I'm taking the weight off. But as you can see right here, it has sunk about 1/8 of an inch, which isn't much here, but if this is a whole house, it'd be a big deal. Now, what I want to check is see if it's gimbaling, because my suspicion is that since it was dry here, that stayed fine, it just sunk here. So, see, you can see that it rocks. See that? It's rocking. It's gimbaling right in the center, because when this stuff expands, it pushes around, and then when it dries out, it sinks. It pushes around, it sinks, and just keeps sinking further and further. And so this is where it's gimbaling. So when people say that with this sand, or that it pushes up in the center, it doesn't push up in the center. Everything else around it gets pushed down from the weight, because it's load-bearing when it's dry. See, that's freaking hard. When it's wet, it turns to mush. And it expands. You can see how much it expands. You see these cracks? This and this used to touch, and then it expands. All these cracks is how much it contracts when it dries out. So let me pull this off. One thing around this back edge, where the weight wasn't, every time I put water on it, it actually filled the dirt back in. So as it was going, as this side was pushing down, this side was filling in. So it just kept moving and moving and moving. But see, this was relatively dry, and so it never expanded and contracted. So the only expansion and contraction was around here, and you can see that it pushed up around where the foundation is. But here, it didn't push up around, because it never got wet. So, in the end, you have something that gimbals, see, around the center, which is exactly what I expected it to do. And so the whole idea is to ram piers in different spots down to the bedrock, which is the plastic case here, so that it doesn't move. If you had something jammed through this soil that expands, contracts, it doesn't matter what it's doing, because the weight won't be on this soil. It will actually be lifted up, and it won't move, because it would have to be compared to this. Instead of comparing this soil, which is not load-bearing when it gets wet, to down here, which is load-bearing no matter what. So, anyway, that's my little experiment on expansive soils with my homemade little house. Thanks for watching. Okay. What I'm now going to do is try to install the actual my little piers. We'll see how this works. Then I will glue them to the thing. The idea is to get right up next to the foundation. You're going to shove them in to the dirt, and it's really hard because my piers are bending. Maybe just shove them in with my hand, I don't know. There we go. Well, that shows me a problem right there. It's going to twist on me. Interesting. Let's try it right here. Might need bigger piers. There it goes. So, the idea is to put these piers in all the way to the ground, to the either bedrock or load-bearing soil. Push it through pretty easy. Might be a little wet. So you push it down until it stops going, so that means you've hit load-bearing soil. And what we'll do is we'll glue this after we put these in. That one's trying to go crooked on me. I don't know why, no matter what I do. That could be an issue of reality, huh? So, that one's crooked. That could be an issue. You gotta shove them straight in. That's not good. So we'll put it in a little bit different spot. Maybe it's because I think it hit a hole. And so, yeah, there it goes. It's going straight. There. Now it's down to my load-bearing soil. What I will do is I will glue it, and then I will try the same basic experiment and see if it leans. Hopefully, if everything works right, which it should, it shouldn't lean because it's no longer relying on the dirt, it's relying on the bedrock. Okay, this is the end of my experiment. With the post in, the thing's stable. It never came off of unbalanced. If you look, it's still balanced. All because the pressure's on the stick, not on the dirt. And the dirt moved away, which you can see, but it still didn't go down and didn't push up the center. It doesn't gimbal. It's still stable. So you can see that the outside dirt, because of the wetness, actually moves away from it, which makes the house gimbal and eventually cracks the foundation. Where with the piers in place, it's stable. It can move away, but the piers take the weight down, all the way down to the bedrock. So that's my little dissertation on expansible soils. Thank you.